Guernsey is so much more than what is written on paper or what you might see on the internet. Every corner has something new and interesting, and you can't get a sense of that just by reading about it. You really have to come here and look at it.
Living in Guernsey for me has had one fantastic result, which is that my commute is now a 10-minute walk down the hill. This replaces a commute which was an hour and a half each way if I was lucky and everything went according to plan. So I have a lot more time in my day and I think therefore more proficient in my job.
As a family, we were not sure whether the place would be good for us because we used to live in large cities, in Hong Kong, in Singapore, in Tokyo, in Paris. It has been 5 years and we have no regrets. An excellent experience for all of us.
We live in a big city before, it's quite, the speed is very quick, and now we move to this lovely island.
Everyone here works with big cities and big financial centers, so they know that they have to give the service that those people expect. But at the end of the day, it's a really beautiful place to pack up your bags and head to the beach in 5 minutes. You can't do that in New York or London or frankly anywhere else.
This is what makes the charm of Guernsey and why people come here and then never leave because they love the place.
I'm definitely healthier here than I was in London. I wasn't really doing any exercise because it was a struggle to find the time. And now I'm walking and swimming, and it is great to be able to continue at the same level of involvement, engagement and professionalism, but with more time and less stress.
We found a balance here. We can do the business and at the same time the school can look after the kids for us. And most important, the kids, they enjoy the school very much. Every day they come home very happy.
It's a wonderful place for young children. I have a child who's 3.5 now. He was 1 when we moved here. He doesn't remember anywhere else, and he's the happiest boy you could ever find.
I can enjoy the restaurant culture that there is here, which is at an incredibly high standard, and the great outdoors. We've been across to Herm and spent the day on Shell Beach, which rivals other beaches that I've seen in much more exotic parts of the world. The water is turquoise, the sand is white. It's wonderful. And I thoroughly enjoyed the Guernsey Literary Festival, a fantastically put on event. Not only fantastic, but on my doorstep.
Having had the chance to live in many places, Guernsey is really at the top. You can think it's better there, it's better here, but arguably Guernsey is the best place we have ever been.
It can do wonders for a person's career to come and work in Guernsey, even at an early stage, because the exposure that the young people get to the financial world is right at the top end and very professional. You get more access to the very senior people and more client contact more quickly and more directly than you would perhaps in a big city organisation.
The biggest thing I've noticed since moving here from other offshore locations is how much more professional things are here. The service levels are so much higher, the sophistication is so much higher. That's a huge factor to why I've found it so fulfilling to live here.
If you are motivated, if you have an ideas and if you want to create a company, I think you have a good tools set and capabilities and people that would help you to build a startup.
All the big brand names in financial services are here, and it is true that you can have ease of doing business and access to decision makers much more readily here than you may find in other places.
I grew up in a small town in Canada where people all knew each other and we all felt safe. And I've moved to big cities and I've moved to other islands where we haven't felt safe. Here, I haven't had the slightest worry. It's one of the safest, cleanest places you could ever live.
The level of security and communities and friendliness, it's not something you get used to in large cities.
It's wonderful to see the freedom that people seem to have and that everybody feels very safe and secure.
Some people say that living on a small island means you can't get off of it, but we found in Guernsey the connections are easy and they can be quite fun day trips or overnights or weekends away, and it makes the island feel even bigger.
I would choose to live here, whether it was my career that had brought me here or not. It's a wonderful quality of life.
I find that if you take just a little bit of time to learn about Guernsey's history and Guernsey's culture, it can make the experience so much richer and better. We've done that, and now we never want to leave.